just creates like a very unique professional sounding pianos, right? Because a lot of times producers, they'll put in like a couple pianos or any saws or whatever and think it sounds good, but you really need to layer stuff and mess up the rhythms and mess up the...
What's up, man? Shane here from Rocket Powered Sound. My friend Niko, that's actually a world-renowned pianist and producer, he actually was just here and he left this project file for me. He shared it with me, and it's actually his official remix. Like, he had an official remix for Borges, okay? I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to do this, but right now we're gonna be diving into that thing. I'm gonna be breaking it down for you, showing you exactly what's inside. So without further ado, let's reveal the secrets right now and see why this track blew up. Yo, so I actually didn't steal his project file, but I got Niko right next to me right now, and he's gonna be diving in and showing you all these little things, because let's be honest here, the professionals are clearly doing something that you're not doing in your music, okay? But he's got a bunch of little tricks here, and we're gonna be breaking down the track and giving you the exact plug and play things that you can start doing right now. So literally things that you can implement from his music. You could steal his techniques and literally make better music starting today, just by implementing what we say today. So Niko, let's jump right in, brother.
Yeah, so I wanna break down how to get really big drops. So I'm gonna show you guys the build of this remix, going right into the drop, and let's just listen to it right now real quick.
Play it up.
All right, so there's so many important things that we have to look at when we have our drop, right? So the first thing in any big EDM drop is our kick. And right here, I have a nice cashmere kick that you can download on Splice. I'll literally give it to you guys right here. I'll zoom in. And I like to color my kicks. It's the Punchy Kick 39G. And this is what starts off the rhythm. This is like the main punch. It just comes in really nicely. And it starts our rhythm. And then from there, what I like to do personally is I like to make my chord progression. So what I have here is my pianos. And there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm gonna break it down. So with these two things right here, I already have something going on and I have like a nice rhythm here. And like when I look at all my pianos, it actually takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it takes a lot actually. It takes about, I think, 8 different piano layers to make my ultimate pianos on my drop.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, so like I use a keyscape piano right here to start off with this rhythm. And then I add a lower octave note. So when I'm making my chords here, I drive something pretty low. Let me see if I can pull this up. So I have just kind of the bass note of my bass rhythm that my bass is gonna follow. And then I have these piano chords that are playing. And look, there's like a lot of notes going on. What I also wanna do is I add this little white noise and just to give it a little bit more of attack. So if you listen in closely,
It's really subtle, but it makes it.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it really helps, right?
Spices it up.
And then I have this organ pad, and if you're listening in headphones, you can hear it panning back and forth, right?
That's huge.
I know they're just small tricks. So if you're building layers of any instrument, this is like small things you can be doing, right? So if I add these 4 together, so this is a keyscape piano. It's the Pop keyscape piano. And now what I have is this M1 chord piano. And if you listen to it, it's like an old school piano. I layer another chord and we listen. And it gives us this nice vibe, right? But there's also something else you can add in, and we all know these as arpeggiations. And if I get rid of all these and just play the arp right here, and again, this is just the pianos, right? There's so many more elements to the drop, but there's so many small things going on. Now notice I have 2 pianos and they sound like this. And these are like panning all over the place. And if you have headphones on or you're listening on speakers, they're bouncing left to right. And you'll see here I have one of them panned left and one of them panned right. And that just creates like a very unique professional sounding pianos, right? Because a lot of times producers, they'll put in like a couple pianos or any saws or whatever and think it sounds good, but you really need to layer stuff and mess up the rhythms and mess up the panning. So it's like kind of all over the place, but kind of together. So if you just listen to this in the kick, And then we want to add our drums in. So I have a clap. Yeah, and you start clapping up, and now we got a song, right? So basically in the drums here, I just layer my claps. I typically like to have 3 claps, and you can see these are the exact ones that I'm using here. They're either through, I think, Echo Soundworks and Ultrasonic. We got to get some more rocket powered sounds on these. Okay. I love Cashmere,
slap you in the face.
Yeah,
right now.
I know.
What's going on?
I didn't know you at the time though, so now we know each other. All I use is RPS.
That's right.
So I have my Cashmere top loops. I have like a bunch of just different loops going on, and if you just like listen in, like it's very like just to the drum bus by itself. It's very simple, but it creates a nice vibe. I love using just different top loops. Shakers sound really good. You can use shakers on your tracks. And then we have right here, like very subtle percussion that you can barely hear. But if you'll notice what I have going on, again, it's that left to right panning on my percussion. So when I look at it right here and I just play these two by itself, just solo these two, you can hear it.
Right, so what I'm gathering is a lot of it's coming down to, utilizing the layers right and really just making the sound fuller, whether it be through the panning, just having different layers and the arpeggiations, just really making this whole thing like one gigantic fucking sound.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so full.
So when you combine all this together, your kick, your drum bus, and you saw I had the claps here, and this, we're getting a nice full sound, right? And I'm going to add in everything else, and you can hear it all, and I'll show you the rest of the parts. Now, for a lot of the big EDM drops, one thing when you go into the drop, you want to have a lot of impacts and white noise. So as you can see, again, I love Cashmere's sample pack because he has a lot of this kind of stuff. And what I'm doing in this part of it is I'm just adding in white noise to fill up more sounds and make the drop more full. So I have all these different reverses. I have this white noise. I also have ambience going on. If we just listen to the effects by itself, and what I'm doing with the white noise is I'm bringing it in and I'm bringing it back in and out of the drop. So you're going to hear it now as you see this going up. You're going to hear more of it. And then I repeat kind of the same effects going on. So again, like all subtle stuff, but when you combine the FX, you combine the pianos, you combine the kick, you combine the drums, you start getting a more full drop.
Right, so...
Now, what else are we going to add in here?
What? What are you saying?
So the stabs.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I was like, not looking at your screen.
So like another piece that's going to combine and just make nice impact are these stabs, and you'll hear them right away. Raise the volume.
Ooh, yeah, those are fat, bro. I like those.
Yeah, so like these stabs right here, what I did was it's a Trap Nation preset that I used from, I'm not sure exactly what preset it was, but I just have a bunch of different layers in my stabs here of big horns, and you can use any samples that you have and just layer them on top of each other to make the sound more full.
Oh, those are serum.
Yeah, this is serum.
Good. Solid.
And then
solid horns and serum.
And it's just like I'm just taking different notes and I'm jumping them up like an octave, down an octave, like you can see here. I know you went over this in one of your last videos about the octave jumping when you're making the beautiful chords.
Yeah, that's right.
So like you guys should know this already, that you can take some of these, sounds and you can just basically jump them up and down octaves. So like all I'm doing here, and I'll unfreeze one of them just so you guys can get the preset. We'll come back to it in a sec so it loads. But yeah, really this is all it is. I'll jump in and I'll show you guys which one it is. Do you have any questions, by the way? I feel like I'm going through this.
Well, yeah. One thing though that I've noticed is everything is color coded. It's not like you're like fucking Mental Man. Like, one of the things that I found is people have been like, "Yo, check out my project file or something." They send me a video and I look at it and I feel like I need to shower. It's so gross. It's just everything's all over the place. I'm like, dude, are you a psychopath or are you a music producer?
Yeah, dude.
You go to Martin Garrix's studio. Do you think he's got layers just all over the place. Or no, it's color coded. It looks nice. It's organized. It's clean. Listen, your DAW is a reflection of your mind. Like, we're not gonna go that deep.
No, exactly. No, it's really true though, because like when you have these project files, like for me now, I go into studios with a lot of like very talented people, and they don't want to see sloppy stuff. It's got to be, everything's gotta be super professional, right? Okay. So then, like, so we kind of went over like all these different elements of this drop, right? Because you hear it at first, and you don't really hear all these different small subtle things, but that's what makes it so full, right? So we have like our kick, our drums here with the claps, the pianos, which have like 8 layers, the FX bus, which has a lot of white noise going like the volume down, volume up. We have stabs. Now we have our bass, right? So the bass line like that we have, it follows the pianos. And like this rhythm of like bum, 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 bum. That rhythm along with the kick and the clap just makes the vibe so cool. So if you listen in real quick. Throw on the effects. The stabs. Our sub. So really the last element here is just figuring out the lead. And like a lot of times we struggle to find out what leads we like. Now when you're working with the remix, there's sometimes a certain part of the acapella that sounds really good. So I really like just the da na na na. This part right here.
Yeah, it goes hard.
So what I did with that, I was like, all right, that sounds cool. I have a lot of organic instruments like a piano in here. Let me add a trumpet. So basically I just put together this lead using a bunch of different trumpet sounds, and it sounds like this. Like all these different pieces like add on top of each other to make this drop sounding really full, and it makes it sound like impactful and actually like makes the listener feel something versus just drops that are like sloppy, right?
Right, and so it's not like having one sound. It's more like having a lot of sounds that make up the whole. You know, it's like an ecosystem of sounds.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. And like you just have to kind of experiment with sound, because I can give you all the presets. I'll even give you the like, it's not going to help you though. You have to kind of take the time to go through and figure out what sounds you like. Like I'm a piano guy. I've been playing for all these years. I love piano, so I went and made my own unique piano sound that you now have access to.
Yeah, and you know, more than that, it's like, of course, when you created this, you'd only been producing for what, like 6-7 months, right?
Yeah, because I played piano for all these years and just learned how to songwrite. So this is actually like, if you get songwriting, music production is like very easy.
Yeah, the sound design is like hardly anything here. It's like 20% of it. The rest is the songwriting itself. You know, the chords, the melody, what breaks it up. Because guys, yeah, like you're saying, you could get the project file and whatnot, but if you don't actually have the the ability to write the songs or write the melodies, who the fuck cares? Because you know, the songs that are radio worthy, the songs that get stuck in your head, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah, and it's like crazy just how like valuable it is and how important it was. And that's when I started producing. I was like, oh, this is really easy. I just didn't like figuring out the sounds, but you can find people that are really good sound designers, and if you're a good songwriter, you can just work with them.
Yeah, 100%, man. So yeah, that brings us to literally a project we started working on. It's called Legends, and yeah, you probably heard about it. And basically this thing, we've been getting hit up by literally big name producers that we won't mention right now, but they want their hands on this thing. And really what it is it's like the ultimate songwriting suite for a producer, because like we're saying, you know, you can get the sound design and everything, but you want to keep the main thing, okay? If you don't have the main thing, then nothing else matters really, right? And that main thing is really having a song that simply works, that flows, the melody that gets stuck in your head. You know, the songs that get stuck on loop.
Yeah, they get put on repeat. All of them, it's not crazy sound design, it's the melodies, it's the chord progressions, it's like the lyric, you know, it's not really the sound, like, it's more so like, what are people singing? Like,
exactly.
After the fact.
Exactly, man. And so what we did was we put together this project that we call the Legends Songwriting Suite. And this thing's designed literally to take your music to the next level this year, okay? And this thing really, you know, we took Niko, and this guy is, like I said, professional producer, and it shows you. This guy has only been producing for like 6 months. He comes in here, creates this insane track, professional quality, and gets an official remix for Borges. That doesn't happen. I know producers that have been producing for 6 months, And if I listen to it, my ears are bleeding, This is seriously what it is. This is the next level. It's a songwriting. So if you guys really actually want to take your music to the next level, you want to actually join the professionals, go ahead and click that link down below and you can check it out, learn more about Legends. And also there's a card right above the screen right now that just flashed. And yeah, it's going to take you to the page. You can learn all more about it and everything. And yeah, this thing is seriously insane.
Yeah,
seriously.
You'll find out more on that page. But if I didn't know songwriting and I had this, my life will be completely changed.
Yeah, well, we've had
we've had people that have been doing. Wow, it's crazy the results people are getting already.
Yeah, dude, we have people that don't know anything about music production and whatnot.
Or music theory.
Yeah, I mean more like music theory. And these people just go ahead and load up this Legends songwriting suite. They're professionals. Yeah, they're professionals now. But yeah, that's really it. I hope that you guys got a lot of value about this. The link for Legends and everything is down in the description below. You can learn about it, more about there. Like I said, it's not released though right now, so you could hop on the waiting list. Or if you're watching this video by the time it is released, you can go ahead and check it out more in that link. The links are just in the description down below. Regardless, I hope that you guys got a lot of value out of this video. Thank you. Huge thanks out to Niko for actually coming out here, flew out to LA, really just to film this video. So, hell yeah, man.
All right, good stuff.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you. And Shane from Rocket Powered Sound, this is Niko. Make sure you guys check him out. His links are in the description down below as well. Catch you very soon. Peace out.